be sure to speak up because we got the AC on and we don't. Yes, I know. Don't look at me like that. I know the video's on. I just wanted to waste time at the beginning, like we usually do.
Okay.
Hey!
All right.
We're done now that we're done wasting your time. I'm Brig.
I'm Sky.
And first off, I would like to apologize for the lack of video last week. Guess what?
I had videos. It's basically like this.
We're two responsible adults and we got stuff to do.
I had college. There. College work. Suck it.
Yeah, and well, as you can probably see by the two shirts hanging in the back.
He robbed someone and stole their shirts.
No, it's just a uniform for my job.
I like better the idea that you stole someone's shirt.
Guess what? I'm a janitor.
And then you stared at their abs.
Nope.
All night long. If they had abs. You would stare at them.
That sounds strangely wrong. I'm gonna do that right now. But yes. Okay. Today, we're going to be talking.
Wait. Let's explain what the 10 for 10 is.
Okay. For those of you who haven't watched before, 10 for 10 is a series where she reads 10 chapters of a manga that I've read, but she's never read.
And he reads 10 chapters of a manga that I've read, but he would never read.
And the point is this, that we're making each other read mangas that under a normal situation or normal circumstances, that's the word I was trying to say, we would never consider reading because guess what? Even though we both like mangas and anime, we have surprisingly different tastes.
There are some mangas that we do read both, but
for instance,
the majority we don't read.
For instance, we're never gonna have a manga like Beelzebub here.
Or Tokyo Ghoul.
Because we both read Tokyo Ghoul and Beelzebub and we love them both.
We do.
Like a lot.
They're really good.
And if you haven't read them, read them. But though we may do an episode in the future of mangas that deserved far more attention than what they deserve.
Basically reviews of mangas, but that's in the future. So for now, 10 for 10.
So I'm going to say this: if you have not read Lucifer and the Biscuit Hammer, read it. That thing deserved far more attention than it ever got.
That's true.
But we're not talking about that. We're talking now about two mangas that we read that we basically ended up asking ourselves, why is it we never read these things before? They were that good. I was reading, what was it, a Korean?
I believe it was a Korean manga, and so you have to read it the American way. And it was called...
Dear, You Don't Know.
They don't know.
It is a manga, or manhwa, as they call it in Korea. Or I could be pronouncing that horribly, but that's not the point. The point is it's about a group of women who are all hiding secrets from some man in their life that's dear to them. And you were reading... I
read Vinland Saga. Did I say it right?
Vinland Saga. That's
okay, good. Vinland Saga. And essentially it's about this young man who is taking place in the, what is it, like the Viking era?
The Vikings!
The Viking era. And you're seeing his life go from a boy of vengeance to eventually an older man, and he calms down, basically. And you see that transition of hatred to a transition of basically making a very content, normal life for himself. But in the beginning, you're going to just see pure hatred and vengeance and just a ton of gore.
So, who do you want to go first? Okay, you go first then.
Okay. So, Vinland Saga is essentially, I believe it's a shonen. I think it might even be a shin.
Basically, the difference between a shonen and the other word that we can't pronounce is that the showen's for boys and young teenagers, while the seinen, the other one is reserved for a more mature audience.
Well, a more mature, it's aimed for a male audience between the age of 18 and 30. That's usually the demographic.
I wonder what do they call the ones for like 40 and up?
They don't have a genre.
Well, that's gonna have to be fixed. But yes, Now, talk about Vinland Saga for a bit.
Well, anyway, so this manga is essentially, like I said, it's just this transition. And the beginning is, I'm just going to start with the art. The art is really good. It's very beautiful, well detailed. Every little thing from the background to the characters, everything is just pretty much gorgeous to look at. Along with that, the plot is actually really good. You actually feel yourself wanting to know what happens to the character, but not only the main character, but the side characters as well. They also pour in detail to them and actually give you background information, give them emotion. So even the most minor background character, you want to know their story. You could have easily put them as the main character. I still would have loved it. That's how good they put a detail to that, and I was actually pretty much blown away by that. And even in many mangas where they show, where I have seen this, that the female is portrayed as weak or stereotype, they didn't do this for that one. Even the girl who is shown to be weak, she has depth to her, even for the short amount she is there. So I will give them a lot of props. The characters feel real, and that's what I really like about it.
Like the chap, like you see what happens to his sister.
I have seen a little bit of her sister.
No. When he disappears, you find out when he disappears. You know what she did?
Spoilers.
When he disappears to go on his quest for vengeance, she took a harpoon and got on a whaling boat and began harpooning whales. By the time he gets home as an adult, she's married, she got kids, and she beats the utter crap out of him upon realizing who he is, which she doesn't realize it right away. She doesn't. She's like, oh, this dude is here. This is your brother. That's a funny joke. No, seriously, this is your brother. No, oh, that's crazy talk. This is your brother. No, that can't be my brother, because if it was my brother, I would break every bone in his body.
And she does.
But the thing with Vinland Saga, that, and you're not gonna, and as you know,
I like to keep my reviews within the 10 chapter. That's why I try not to read ahead, so that way, because I have terrible memory, so I'll get it mixed of what's, when is this happen and when that happens.
And trust me, when she says she has terrible memory, she's not joking. Seriously, what happened yesterday? I am not making this up. I am not making it up. She has trouble.
Give me a second, wait. I'm going to try to remember.
She has trouble remembering stuff that happened to you yesterday.
I remember I worked really late.
You worked really late trying to do this thing for your sign language courses.
Yes, that's right. I was working a lot yesterday. I remember that.
And then we finished. We drank some tea.
We can talk about my memory issues later.
It's awful.
I'm okay with it. I'm just because I'm used to it.
But like the thing with Vinland Saga that makes it really good, okay, is that well, it's not all about his quest for vengeance. The quest of vengeance, like she said, ends.
I know this because he told me, and I would often when
he never gets a chance.
Shh, woman.
No.
No. That's a spoiler. That's a spoiler. No spoiler.
He ends up becoming a slave in the future, a farmer. Then now he's a merchant.
And a father. I forgot a father. He's a father.
Technically not a father.
He's taking care of a kid. That makes him a father. You don't have to have a kid biologically to be a parent.
But here's the thing, okay? It's not the action-packed manga that it was. I mean, sure, there's still action.
I think if anything, this is a manga that here's a good note that many sane mangas do, that I will note, is that often it is the story of the male character going from whatever way he was to transitioning into that man, facing his challenges and becoming the person he's meant to be. And that is essentially the story. It's that transition that character has that you're seeing. That's the story, his transition as he goes from being vengeance to getting essentially his little happy ending, but along with all the other problems that come with when getting your ending.
And the thing is that, like with Vinland Saga, you come in for the action, you come in for the violence,
and you leave for the growing up.
But you stay for the characters. You stay for the journey.
Not the leave.
You stay for that because you want to see where it goes. The manga is still going on strong, and he hasn't killed anyone since his whole quest for vengeance.
Yeah, so I'm still in the vengeance part because, like I say, I keep within the 10 chapters. But essentially, it is a great manga. I would highly recommend it for anyone. Don't even if you don't like violence, don't let that hesitate from you, because the art is so beautiful in itself, and the characters. What really got to me was not the action, though it was beautifully done. Was really the characters themselves. Each character that was done, I wanted to know what happens next.
Heck,
so that was really what got me to stay, was the characters themselves.
Heck, do you have this one character in that manga? I think his name is Thorau or something like that. That guy is a badass. He duels with all these axes. He's a mountain of a man. But but here's something about him that just to show you what the kind of characters that we have here. He's a badass who tells a story of a time where he looks back on it and thinks that, and he will tell you openly, he chose wrong. He had an opportunity to leave, to do something else, and he turned it down. And he would say that to this day, he often looks back on it and thinks to himself that he should have gone with them. That back then he probably would have learned something that he feels it's too late for him to learn now. You see what I mean? Essentially,
The characters are great, the story is great, pretty much everything about the manga is great. It's really great manga. I'm honestly going to have to give it a score of 4.5. The only reason out of 5, let me note why I'm giving this. Let me note, because I am a stubborn person who refuses to give 5s out of 5s easily. That's my only reason I'm not. Because honestly, if it wasn't for my stubbornness, I would just give it a 5.
I should probably mention now, though, that because this is a manga about Vikings, you have innocent people being murdered, and rape is a thing that happens in this manga.
But it doesn't show.
No.
I mean, is it full blown?
No, not like full blown, but let me put it this way. There's a scene later on in the manga where they have just captured this English village. Our main character is in the barn when all of a sudden some Vikings come in, dragging a woman. They throw her onto the hay, and as they're ripping off her clothes, he gets up and leaves.
Oh, that's pretty clear what's going to happen.
So, yeah, warning, but guess what? This manga is also listed under historical. And guess what? That kind of stuff happened a lot back then.
More importantly, this manga, while it is great, is not for children.
Definitely not for children.
And it's not for people who have had those things happen to them. So if you have an issue with those things, this is not a manga for you. You don't want any triggers happening.
So don't blame us, okay? Now, the manga I read, Dear You Don't Know. As I said, this is a manga about a group of women.
It's a shoujo, by the way.
Who all have like little secrets that they're hiding from their loved ones in a way. Okay?
Not all their loved ones is the one that they're in a relationship with.
Basically, it's some person that they care about, but there's something about them that they don't want that other person to find out. For instance, you have a woman who she wears a lot of makeup. She knows how to use the makeup very, very well. She can make herself very attractive. She does it because underneath all that makeup, she has a face that is just...
It's not pleasant to look at. Even by people, even if you found someone who you said this person is ugly, it's just, yeah.
And so as a result, there's this one guy that she cares about. She would actually love to have a relationship with him. But she's horrified of the thought of what would happen if he ever saw her face without the makeup. Something that she knows that if she ever got into a relationship with him, would only be a matter of time before he saw it.
Yeah, like you can't always have makeup on you. It's impossible.
And then we have another woman, and she was awesome. She was easily my favorite character. To her husband, she's a loving housewife.
I love that character. She's my favorite.
When he's not around, she's a Yakuza boss. She runs her gang, she runs the apartment. You do not cause trouble on her turf.
And she will beat you up, and
She will beat you up. She will pull a sword from the wall, and she has won awards for fencing, and she will cut you up.
I'm pretty sure she's killed people, too. Like,
but the moment he comes in, she just acts the part of a lovey-dovey housewife, takes off the business suit, puts on an apron.
literally, it's like the stereotype housewife, even.
Because she's horrified by the thought of how would he react if he found out that his wife runs a gang.
A Yakuza. It's pretty much mafia.
Hey,
it's a mafia gang.
But once again, this woman is badass. She goes, in a flashback, she goes up to her father and basically is like, "Oi, you know that guy you have me arranged marriage with him? I'm not going to marry him because I got someone else." "Oh, which gang is he a part of? He's not a part of this world at all." "Girl, I did not raise you to be this selfish. I'm not telling you, I'm making a deal with you. I'm not telling you what I want. I'm negotiating with you to get what I want." We don't know what the deal was. I still don't know what the deal was. But she got what she wanted. That's the important thing. Hey, we meet another girl.
She got her mad.
We meet this other girl who's actually an employee of this mafia woman. Because you see, on the outside, she runs a pet store.
That's the cover of her housewife. Like, that's her income. That's where she gets it from.
So this girl...
It actually is a legit house pet thing. They do run it properly, too.
So for this girl, well, one, she's always wearing high heels because she's short. If she didn't wear the high heels, she'd be so short that you'd probably walk over her without realizing she was ever there.
Essentially, she's below average height. So
in a place where the average height is considerably less than here in America.
Yeah, so she's already short in a short place.
I think you would be considerably taller than her.
Well, yeah, actually, I would.
And we're Hispanics,
We're not actually supposed to be that tall. But actually, we're actually pretty tall, I think, for Hispanics.
Whatever. Now, with her deal, she has grown to admire her coworker, a guy who's extremely clumsy.
And kind.
And she's begun to notice these good qualities about him, but she's had every single time every relationship she's ever been in has ended with the guy breaking up with her to go with someone else.
Yeah.
We meet another girl that she's in, she's about to enter high school. Maybe
I think if I remember correctly, she's in middle school. And which one? Is it the one with the glasses or the blonde hair one?
The blonde hair one.
Okay, yeah. She's in middle school, but she's going to soon enter high school.
She's in love with a man in his 30s. She's pretending to be a 20-year-old woman.
But she's pretending like she, you're just college age.
Yeah,
so
she's pretending.
It's legal.
No, she literally says.
Oh, 20, yeah, okay.
I think she said 24 or something like that. She's pretending to be older than she really is and playing with his daughter.
His 5-year-old daughter.
His 5-year-old daughter, just to get close to this single father. And in the last time I saw her, he found out.
Yeah.
We have a woman who basically works at a bar, and not gonna lie, she's kind of like a courtesan. And I'm not sure what her secret is, to be honest.
Well, to help you out in that, she's hiding a secret from this guy who helps deliver the alcohol to the bar. It used to be a childhood friend of hers, and she's trying to hide something from him. We haven't been revealed yet what it was, but she's essentially extremely being really kind to him, even though he accused their bar of being a brothel, which pretty much everyone snapped at him, including his male co-workers, because they made it clear to him they don't do that. They only provide alcohol, and the only reason why they
pleasant conversations.
Alcohol?
With a beautiful woman.
Yeah, essentially, but the uniforms don't
fair,
reveal anything. It's really only her who wears fancy dresses.
To be fair, I guess anyone from the outside looking in would come to that conclusion.
Yeah, that's why his male coworker snapped at him, because she's a really nice lady who won't do that and actually will snap at anyone who tries to do that to any of the girls. So you can only come in there to talk and drink alcohol. Try to touch them and you're dead.
But the thing is that this manga, it's very charming. It's very interesting, the lives of these women.
You forgot the glasses girl, though.
What was her thing again?
The glasses girl, her issue is that she's an otaku. She loves mangas and all that. I believe also yaoi. So she doesn't want this guy that she kind of has a crush on to know that she has all this stuff that she likes. That's essentially her secret.
Now, if I'm going to criticize this, I would criticize like two things really. One thing I would criticize is that, especially in this one chapter, it almost feels as if the manga is saying that makeup will make everything better. That's something that that was something that irked me around a bit, because one, personally, I prefer my women without makeup. I don't know, I just never liked it.
How do I prefer? I do also. I see makeup as an art form, but I don't like the idea of
as you can tell from her face, as you can tell by her, she's not wearing any makeup. She usually doesn't wear any makeup. It's actually a struggle to get her to wear any.
I don't like.
And the only time she ever wore makeup and actually enjoyed it was when you went to that party and dressed like, what was it, like a 1920s movie star?
That one I liked, and pretty much the only time you can get me to wear makeup willingly is if I'm cosplaying or wearing Lolita, but not just to walk around, but because I'm going to like an event. Then I will.
Yes, her dark secret. She wears gothic Lolita.
And classic Lolita. And sweet Lolita.
But let's not get sidetracked, because trust me, she will talk about this for the rest of the video. No. Come on.
Don't peck me.
It's a little joke between me and her.
You're not a bird.
I don't know. I like roosters.
I like roosters too.
Fun fact. We once had a rooster and 2 chickens as a pet. Best pet ever.
I like the rooster.
Like, you could carry it.
You're gonna go now into a story, and this time it's you getting off track. What were the 2 criticisms about the?
Okay, one was how it really pushed the whole makeup will make you feel makeup will make you beautiful.
But to be fair, that came from the woman who was not that pleasant. So it's kind of understandable why she would feel that makeup would essentially. And by the way, it is noted she did try to go to face reconstruction doctors. She did try several creams and several exercises, all failed.
Now, the second criticism I would say though would be that if I were to, and this would be actually the big criticism, is that every single one of these problems is some sort of male problem.
What do you mean? Is it because they're all hiding it from the male?
I mean, think about it. That you have the mom, you have the Yakuza woman, and yet she has the problem with a brother of someone. She's a problem when she discovers that one of the members of her gang was the brother of some girl that she hurt back in high school.
Oh.
But the fact is, she's only really worried about that because of her husband. The high-heeled chick. Her insecurities is about if she confessed to him, will he let her down like everyone else? The makeup woman. What if he sees my real face? The girl. What if the middle school girl? What if he finds out my real age? The woman at the bar. What if he realizes?
Whatever secret it was.
What if he recognizes me as his old childhood friend?
Yeah.
What? The glasses girl. Hey, I like this popular guy at school who seems to be interested in me, but I don't want him to realize what I like. And I'm also starting to realize I'm starting to gain feelings for this guy that I thought was a jerk, but in reality, he's just very direct.
You gotta love the direct people. Unless, of course, they're rude. But we can be like that.
We're very direct, okay?
We're blunt.
We're blunt. We're not going to give it to you softly. We're going to give it to you straight.
Which actually has caused me problems, but as also friends.
For me, though, and yes, I've gotten so many problems with that, but I don't regret being blunt. And the thing is that with that, I feel as if they could have so much more variety here.
I think the reason why they did it like that, though, was because it fell under the shoujo category.
Now, one thing that I did like was when the 30-year-old man, his daughter was having problems with a bully at school.
Yeah.
Now they say that was good. The bullying was nice. It was portrayed in a very nice way, and it was a secret that she was keeping from him, and it was a secret that they were able to resolve in a rather mean yet completely justified way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So, I mean that I really like. That I really liked. And in fact, I would say out of all the problems there, that was the problem I liked the most. Not to say that
how they also resolved it.
It's not that the problems that the other women didn't have aren't important ones, but once again, the problem didn't involve a relationship with a man. Now, it may sound like I've criticized the manga a bit, but I liked the manga so much so that when I was supposed to read 10 chapters, I instead read all the chapters that had been translated and released, and that's like over 50.
I think it was about close to 60, maybe 60.
Okay, I cannot stress this enough. I really liked the manga.
I didn't think you would like it that much.
I enjoyed it. I laughed. Okay.
I hoped you would like it. That was essentially what I was going for. I'm like, I hope you can see that it is funny and that shoujos can be good.
I have to give this thing, if it wasn't for the fact that all their problems are basically the same thing, and that whole weird thing with the makeup, I would have easily given this thing a 5 out of 5. But that said, I'm considering all that, I'm just going to give it a 4 out of 5. Because the problems are a little bit repetitive, and once again, the whole weird makeup gospel thing, maybe?
I think, like I said,
it was almost trying to convince me to go out and buy some.
I think it was just because it happened to come from the makeup woman herself that it would only make sense that she would put it on such a high pedestal. Though I believe later on you meet her mother, who turns out has the similar face, and yet she found her happy ending and does not wear makeup.
But, that's not the point. The point is that this is a very enjoyable manga. It is enjoyable. I found it, I enjoyed it. I think many other guys will enjoy it. Granted, I'm a guy with 3 sisters. Okay? So I already have a head start
on understanding women.
Okay? I already have it doesn't help the fact that when I was young, most of my friends were women.
He knows women.
Mostly because I was too busy getting into fights with boys.
He knows women.
And quite frankly, I'm not impressed with you.
Okay.
Yeah, guys are crap too.
We're all crap. Equality.
But yeah, 4 out of 5. If you're a woman, if you're a girl, woman, read it. If you're a guy, read it anyway. Okay?
And if you don't know what you are, read it anyway.
Transsexual, transvestite,
whatever.
hermaphrodite, read it anyway.
Well, they call them intersex now.
Whatever.
Just read it.
And when it comes to Vinland Saga, if you like Vikings, if you like drama,
if you're older or mature,
and if you just like historical stories, read it. And now, for next week, we'll be reading. She will be reading one of my story that I actually
didn't. Gonna be looking it up.
Why
don't you spell it?
Koukuku. No. Show you. Wait.
Can I just look at the name? Look, just type it out. You can edit it. You know how to do that. Koukuku no Shugasha.
Basically, soldiers who fight along saber-toothed tigers.
I love it already.
It's action-packed, but there is some very, very good, well-written character development and some serious drama there. I suspect that you will enjoy it very
We'll
well.
see. And the manga he's gonna read is called Collectors, which is a Yuri manga. Yay!
I'm warning you right now.
I wanted him. The reason why I chose this, and yes, I do read Yuri.
She also reads yaoi. Though that's not so
I've
shocking.
read every genre at least once, and I'm
But-
not ashamed of it.
So what can I expect here?
What you can expect is that you're going to essentially get what a typical Yuri manga is. And so you're also going to find that you're also going to see how do I explain it? A typical Yuri manga, most people don't really know what it is.
Please
if you
don't get into the
read
whole
genre.
description. That will last
But basically,
2 hours.
what you're going to see is basically it's going to focus on the relationship. That's essentially what it's going to be.
I'm warning you right now.
You're-
I'm warning you right now. If this gets on my nerves,
The last manga I gave you loved. How do you know I don't expect him to love this one, but what I expect him to see is actually his concept of Yuri mangas to be kind of thrown out the window.
I would like that. But I'm telling you right now, if my concept of Yuri mangas isn't thrown out the window, well then,
Oh, don't worry. I will get a sledgehammer and whack it.
I will go into my blacklist and I will pull out something there.
If you pull out there, I'm going to bring out hardcore yaoi. I will find the most hardcore.
Do that, and you will be reading. You will be reading Berserk. Okay? Yes, I read Berserk. It is metal. It is friggin' metal.
I will
But that's for another
I
episode.
will find something to scar you with. I will find something.
Warning though, if you're thinking about reading Berserk,
That's
remember the trigger warnings we had with Vinland Saga? Multiply that by like 100.
triggers everywhere.
Okay?
Triggers as far as the eye can see.
Like Berserk, everything wants to kill you, eat you, rape you, or all three at the same time.
It's just don't
Hardcore
just
and
don't
metal.
read it.
But
If
that's for another day, maybe an episode far, far away.
So essentially, to end this, what we both winded up learning is that
Vinland Saga is awesome. Dear You Don't Know is awesome.
and you should read both.
Alright? So look forward to next week. Until next time, I'm Brig.
I'm Sky.
Please like
And
and subscribe
subscribe.
if you haven't already. Adieu.